Did you know that this little fluffy fellow was once condemned to be extinct by the most powerful man in the Christian world, a man in white robes who saw the devil in a cat? This is the story of how one pope declared war on cats, and how it might have helped trigger one of the deadliest pandemics in human history. Yeah, this one's not about ancient battles or royal betrayals. This is the strange, forgotten war against whiskers. Europe, 1233, a world of superstition, incense smoke, and absolute faith. You get sick? It's the devil. Your crops fail? Must be the witches. And if a black cat crosses your path, well, that's basically Satan's in turn. Enter Pope Gregory IX, the man who launched the Papal Inquisition, a holy crusader against heresy and anything he didn't quite understand. A man of devotion, power, and paranoia. He gets a letter. It says, "There are heretics in Germany. They're worshipping a black cat." Most people would have laughed. Gregory wrote a papal bull, Vox in Rama, the voice in Rama. It wasn't a bedtime story. It was a holy hit list. He wrote, "They kiss a toad, then a man, then a black cat, tail held high, who walks among them." And just like that, the feline purge begins. Cats are declared servants of darkness, burned alive, drowned in rivers, hung from towers like criminals. In some towns, if your neighbor saw a cat near your door, you were accused of witchcraft. Back then, people didn't question authority, especially not divine authority. But there's a catch. Cats weren't just pets, they were pest control. You get rid of cats, you invite something worse. Rats. And those rats brought friends. The Black Death. 1347. Fleas carrying the plague ride in on rats. Europe is caught off guard, without cats to stop the infestation. Within years, 50 million people are dead. You heard that right. 50 million. Because the Pope thought cats were suspicious. And what did the church say? God's wrath. Witches, demons, astrology. They looked everywhere, except at the empty rooftops, at the missing whiskers, at the scroll that started it all. Now fast forward. Today, cats roam the Vatican gardens. They nap on marble, chase birds past sacred statues, lick their paws on the Pope's steps. No one stops them. No one dares. They won. There's even a monk who feeds them every morning. And you know what the tourists do? They take selfies with the furry army that once had a death sentence. You couldn't write a better twist if you tried. This wasn't just about cats. It was about feared, powered, and how one decision can echo across centuries. Did you know the Vatican has had a few serious cat lovers in charge? Yeah, turns out, some popes weren't just into doctrine and dogma. They were full-on cat people. Let's talk about Pope Benedict XVI, also known as Joseph Ratzinger. Behind the formal robes and deep theology, he had a soft spot for whiskers. During his time in the Vatican, the gardens weren't just peaceful, they were practically a cat sanctuary. Cats would follow him around quietly, almost like they knew, this guy's one of us. There's even a story. He once rescued a stray from the streets of Rome. And some say a cat used to wait for him before Mass, sitting in the sacristy like a furry little usher. Was it myth? Maybe. But people believed it. And that tells you something. And Pope Benedict wasn't the first. Pope John Paul I, though he served for only a month, reportedly allowed a cat to roam freely through the Vatican, and not just roam. This cat apparently napped on a velvet chair meant for cardinals. Power move? Absolutely. Even earlier, there were popes who blessed cats brought in by the faithful. Honestly, not too hard to imagine. I mean, who wouldn't want their kitty officially blessed? Now, jump to Pope Francis. And yeah, he's blessed animals too. Sure, he raised some eyebrows by saying people shouldn't replace kids with pets. But he clearly understands that animals matter to people. They're part of the emotional and spiritual fabric of everyday life. Now here's what's fascinating. For centuries, the church viewed cats with suspicion, especially black ones. They were tied to superstition, rebellion, even witchcraft. Cats were too independent, too mysterious, and that made them threatening. But today, they nap in Vatican gardens. They're companions to popes. They've gone from heresy to holiness. And you know what's funny? The cats didn't change. They're still quiet, still mysterious, still doing their own thing. Whether they're curled up under Michelangelo's dome or stretched across your couch, they're the same. Maybe that's the point. In a world that's always trying to control everything, Cats remind us there's power in independence and beauty in just being exactly who you are. So yeah, next time a black cat crosses your path, don't think bad luck. Think legacy.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate.